Let's bring in Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Tom, do you think this decision is going to come down today? And if so, what do you expect it to be?
I hope it comes down today because what the left has done is they place justices' lives at risk through this incitement and this intimidation. And the sooner the decision comes out, I think the more safe the Supreme Court will be. That's the reality of Biden's America. And if they hold up and this draft opinion turns out to be the majority opinion, as I suspect it will be, it's going to be great news for America because the states will finally be able to more forcefully provide protections for the right to life for unborn human beings. I don't think Americans understand that, practically speaking, if you're pregnant, you can kill your unborn child through the entire 9 months of pregnancy. And, you know, that's going to change under Roe versus Wade in many states, thankfully. And millions of unborn human beings will be alive, and it will be a time for celebration, despite what the left pretends.
And Tom, we saw that map in Jackie Ibanez's report just there of all the attacks on these pro-life clinics across the nation, and it was really astounding. Do you think the precedent has been set and the tone has really been set for people to retaliate, essentially, or protest if they don't like what happens? I mean, granted, something, you know, this could affect the decision, could it not?
Yeah, that's the danger. Look, you've had the Biden White House encourage and condone illegal activity outside the homes of justices. It makes the justices unsafe, obviously. They've got children. You have the left now talking about riots if unborn human beings might have more right to life protections. I mean, these attack on pregnancy centers, let's be clear what these centers do. They help women who are pregnant. So they're attacking mothers. They're attacking mothers and their unborn children, or places where they'd be. They're endangering the public health and the public safety. And, of course, our constitutional system that relies on the courts at least to make decisions, you know, based on the rule of law rather than mob rule.
Yeah, and, you know, you think about the president's response, it's been almost nothing. I don't even think he has vocally condemned these protests, maybe through a statement through Karine Jean-Pierre, but nothing. And I think it's because he thinks this is going to, if Roe gets overturned, he thinks it will work for him politically. And, you know, if that happens, he will make a speech saying that he wants to defend women's rights, and it will become a key issue for him. Do you think that that's where the American people are? Do you think that if Roe gets overturned, it will boost his poll numbers?
I don't think so. I think Joe Biden's poll numbers are where they are for a variety of reasons, and I don't think there's much political support for abortion on demand with tax dollars, which is the left's approach here. Yeah. And I think, you know, Americans are going to be better off where we have more protections for mothers and their unborn children. Now, you know, Joe Biden is on the wrong side of this, and he may see a negative because he has been promoting this extremism. I may have missed it. You know, I don't want to say he actually has never said anything directly on this yet, because who knows? Maybe he said something when he fell off his bike. But has he said anything directly and personally about the assassination attempt of Justice Kavanaugh? An extraordinary moment, a negative moment in American history? I don't think he has.
And let's turn to this now. New documents obtained by your organization found the Army cadets at West Point are being given seminars about whiteness and critical race theory. I want to just read this. One lesson said, in order to understand racial inequality and slavery, it is first necessary to address whiteness. Is this really what the military needs to be focusing on right now?
No, it's anti-American Marxist claptrap. Slavery? They talk about modern-day slavery. There's another slide where they talk about modern-day slavery in America and how blacks are facing the equivalent of it. I mean, my gosh, if this was written in Russian or in Chinese, you'd understand, oh, our enemies are trying to divide and undermine our officer corps in the Army. I mean, the West Point is the most important service academy in our nation. It's been around since the Revolutionary War. And we're teaching anti-Americanism and racial division. You know, frankly, it's designed to attack one race and victimize another. And if you're trying to build a cohesive military, why would you bring this in? And to me, there's got to be some accountability. Congress has got to step in. We have the Justice Department that should be preventing this type of, in my view, illegal race-based discrimination and hatred from being promoted in military facilities. Where's the chief? Where's the defense secretary? Where's the chief of staff? Where's the leadership of West Point? Now, of course, many people forget, but remember, President Biden purged the visitors board of West Point and the other service academies, and they've been essentially not operating for the last few months. Boy, we need oversight because we need to protect this rising generation. This is a threat from within.
Yeah, and, I know that these documents were really hard to come by. You had to sue the military twice to receive this cache of information. So just want to read some more. Another lesson from West Point reads, do you think affirmative action creates an environment for reverse discrimination? Use CRT to support your answer. So there it is. And this lesson asks cadets, what is the difference between desegregation versus integration? How would you apply a tenet of critical race theory to this idea? You also talked about a slide on modern day slavery in the USA in queer theory and policy. I'm sure that if the DOD does respond to this, they'll say, well, we teach a whole bunch of academic lessons, and this is just one of them. But I think you raise a really good point when you say that, there is no place more important than West Point to teach love of country. So if you're talking about modern day slavery in the USA, what does that do to the American military? Fox News did reach out to the DOD for response. We didn't hear anything back. Have you?
No, well, we sue them, so that's how we hear things back. They turn over documents to us under court process. This is where we train the next generation of Army leaders. So this is the rising officer corps in the military, and they're being told they have to understand CRT and apply it to public policy issues. And it's a Marxist cousin, queer theory, which is just a variation of the theme in terms of anti-Americanism. So they have to, quote, understand this Marxist attack on America, this racist attack on America that wants to undo our entire system. Our military needs to be protecting our system, needs to be protecting our Constitution and our freedoms and our liberties, as opposed to brainwashing its officer class in anti-Americanism that seeks to undo our system, the American way. Now, the left hates the American way because they believe it needs to be restructured because of their revolutionary approach. But most Americans want to protect America and don't believe we should try to destroy ourselves through racial division. Philosophically, that's a bad idea. The law prohibits it. You can't engage in discrimination and targeted hatred of races. Certainly not in our military and not in our government.
Well, this was certainly eye-opening, and that's why your organization, Tom, is so important. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. As always, we appreciate it.
You're welcome.